Hey, it's Dianne Wilson, the Radical Transformationalist. So my email blew up from all of the conversations about forgiveness. I knew it was going to be a hot topic. I knew that forgiveness is not easy. So everybody's asking for a tapping and a little more understanding. All right, so forgiveness, my friends. Forgiveness is difficult. I understand that. But truly, you're the only person who's suffering when you don't forgive. And let's talk about forgiveness on things like embarrassment or shame. So let's take away the person who may have hurt you and let's just talk about you for a second. So I had a moment when I was working for a guy who was just bleh. Okay, I don't know how else to say that. I did not like him. I worked on the 11th floor, and all the windows were ceiling to floor, all the way, big old plate glass windows. And I tripped into his office. I was going in to have a meeting with him, and I tripped on my way in, and I stumbled so badly that I face planted into, it makes me laugh, I face planted into that plate glass window. So I turned around thinking he was just going to be like laughing. And he says to me, "Are you done? Can we get ready? Can we start the meeting?" And I was like, oh my gosh, how about are you okay? How about laughing? Because literally if that window wasn't there, I would have just fell from the 11th story window. It was hysterical. And he just wanted nothing to do with it and just thought it was the stupidest thing, which caused me to then go into embarrassment and shame. Instead of finding that funny or finding out if I was okay, I could have broken my nose, I went into shame and embarrassment. So that was one of my moments that was on that piece of paper that I told you about where I had 2 columns on both sides. It doesn't have to be a horrible moment like a rape. It can be something as simple as tripping that should have been funny and it got turned into something that then mortified you. So what I did with that is I worked through the process of saying, no, that's actually funny. It was so funny, in fact, that I tripped and tripped and tripped all the way through his office and into the window. It was hysterical. It must have been hysterical to watch me trip. And God bless I didn't hurt myself, but once you find out the person's okay, that's funny. So I turned it back into a moment of it was funny by forgiving myself for tripping on my shoes, for tripping 3 and 4 times all the way to the window, for smashing my face into the window, for allowing him to cause that moment to be anything other than what it was, which was funny. For taking that on. So every time I thought about it, it would cause me a knot in my stomach. It would literally make me feel embarrassed all over again. I literally would get red in the face. I would start to sweat, and I would start looking around like, did anybody see that? Even though it didn't happen again. It was just in my mind. It caused me that level of embarrassment and shame. And for what? Because I tripped? So that's why forgiveness is important. That's why it's so key to let those moments go. Why am I feeling anxiety over that 20 years later? That's silly. That's silly. And it's all on me. I'm the only one who's remembering it. That boss is long gone. I don't even remember his name. I'll never see the guy again. So why am I carrying that? Why am I allowing myself to be anything other than filled with love and joy and peace? Why would I allow that moment, which is hysterical, to be anything but hysterical? Okay, so that's what forgiveness does. It allows us to let ourselves off the hook. But I had to forgive him too. For, I don't know, being so grumpy, being so military. I don't know what he was. He was not military, militant. Just da 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 da. Okay, that's his thing. If that's what he chooses in his life, and he doesn't have any peace and any joy, and he doesn't have any just humor, how sad for him. How absolutely sad for him. So I could forgive him for those things. How sad for you that you just can't find joy out of simple things. That everything has to be, I don't know, a drama. That's up to you. I just don't choose that in my life anymore. So take a situation, take one of your situations that is just doing the same thing. It's just causing that gut wrenching, I wish that didn't happen. I wish I could have said that differently. I wish I behaved differently. Now, let's just say that you blow up on somebody and you didn't mean to. It just caught you off guard and you're still holding it. And you really wish you could have done that differently. So let's just take one of those moments and let's go through a tapping situation, okay? So come up with your number. How much does that cause you anxiety? For me, that was like a 10 for sure. It literally made me sick to my stomach to rethink about that. Okay, so let's go through this. Let's start tapping on the eyebrow. Get your number. Oh my gosh, I hate that moment. It causes me such anxiety. It makes me feel so embarrassed. I'm so ashamed. I so wish I could do that all over again. I hate that moment. I hate everything about it. I wish I could change it. Why did that have to happen? Why can't I let it go? Why can't I, 20 years later, let that moment go? It's still causing me such embarrassment, such shame. I'm so mortified. I hate everything about it. I hate myself for doing it. I can't forgive myself. I can't forgive the person. I won't forgive myself. And I won't forgive the person. And I'm just going to hold on to that moment and I'm going to be stubborn. Too bad. I'm just going to suffer. Why am I suffering? Why would I want to suffer? I don't know, but I'm going to suffer. I'm going to hold on to it. I just hate this and I'm just so embarrassed and I can't get over it. Take a deep breath, people. Let's just start again. How sad that I won't allow myself to forgive myself. How sad that I continue to punish myself for something that I had no control over. How sad that I just can't let myself or the person off the hook. I choose to let us all off the hook. I'm tired of reliving this. I'm tired of suffering with it. I'm the only one who remembers this. That person is long gone out of my life. I am the only one who keeps this moment alive. And I choose to let it go. I choose to forgive myself. I choose to forgive them. I will take this speck of mud and flick it out of my glass. It is not going to damage me any longer. It is not going to hold me back any longer. I am at choice and I choose to dissolve it. Take a breath. Check in with your number, see if you're higher or lower. Let's go again. I choose to forgive this. I allow myself to forgive this. I allow myself to forgive that person, to forgive myself, to forgive the situation. We all make mistakes. I can say I'm sorry if I need to. I can apologize. I can make it right. I can do that energetically, meaning I can just talk to God about it, or I can physically say it to the person. I can write them a letter if they've moved on, and I can send it up to heaven. There's a variety of ways I can let myself off the hook for this and stop punishing myself, and I choose to do that now. Take a deep breath. Check in with your number. Let's go again. I see that situation, and I am okay with it. I have released it and let it go. If it could have been funny, I find it funny. If it wasn't funny and it was just hurtful, I can let that pain go. I can allow it to not hurt me anymore. I can release it and let it go. I choose to release it and let it go. I deserve to release it and let it go. I have released it and let it go. Take a deep breath. Check in with your number. And let's go again. In its place, I choose happiness. In its place, I choose joy. In its place, I choose forgiveness. I choose compassion. I choose empathy. And I choose love. I forgive myself. I did the best I could, even if I made a mistake. I learned from it. I grew from it. And I'm human. Even if I walked myself into a horrible situation, I didn't know any better. And I forgive myself. I choose joy. I choose love. I choose compassion and empathy. Take a deep breath. Your number should be better. If it's not, let me know. We can talk about it again over email, or I can do another video. Just let me know what it is that you're looking for. www.radicaltransformationalist.com. Hit the contact button and just let me know what's going on for you, okay? Choose love, choose joy, choose peace. And find those funny moments funny, because they're funny. All right, I'll talk to you soon.